All right. Hi, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. This is Chaparral Armed Exhibition at the Midway Drill Meet. Man, I would really like to go see this drill meet. Actually, I'd just walk around the ship and then get to the drill meet eventually. But this is pretty cool. All right. Oh, boy. Almost. Wow. That really. What time is it? Showtime? Perfect. Absolutely perfect way to begin. That was really very, very good. And if it wasn't for the fault, that I'm looking at technique here and it works really well. Everything is just that one fault. And then so maybe you're new to the team, a new addition, and that's why you had that fault. But after the fault, you've got to mentally get over it. Here, your feet are not working. Glad you got back into step. When you make a mistake at a drill meet, it's really easy to beat the daylights out of yourself mentally, and you have to be disciplined enough to get past that and not have it affect anything else. So here, recovery, just for you, just for the individual here, and I'm not picking, just giving advice. The recovery for you took a long time, and it needs to be as close to immediate as possible, as if everything you do, as soon as you step into formation, everything you do is intended. Everything that you do is part of the routine. Most likely people are not going to recognize mistakes. Now, you're at the front, and that's unfortunate. You were right there so everybody could see instead of hidden, kind of sort of in the back. So it makes it a little more difficult, but still, that's something you really need to do. Timing. I'm looking at knees here on that shoulder movement. Yeah. So, and looks like some technique issues here. So look, single hand. So it's either timing, technique, or an A/B drill. I see. Okay, it was A/B drill. That works. That's fine. But the knees here. Yeah, very interesting. Uh, these three at least are doing the knees. So coming to port, grabbing, coming up to shoulder. But as they're as they grab for port, their knees are bending just slightly and then coming up. I mean, if you want that, that's fine. Have everyone do it across the team, or at least if this is part of the A/B sequence, then fine. If you don't know what A/B drill is, that means that you have, let's say, 8 counts, and you have the first squad and the third squad doing a certain set of 8 counts, and then you have the second squad here doing a different set of 8 counts, but they all end at the same position. So that's an A B type of drill, and it can switch back and forth. It can go A B C. It can even go A B C D. It can go either direction. Really doesn't matter, but it's great use time, and also giving that visual breakup, which really works well. Nice. I'm going to watch that again. So technique, a little, just a little bit sloppy coming into this for a few of the A portion. Layered report in, layered visually, works well. Oh, somebody piped aboard who was authorized 6 bells. So look at the feet, nice and wide here, nice and wide here. That's great. Not as wide. So which one are you looking for? Just making sure. And so for this kneeling, especially since it's to the side, you're going to want a 90-degree angle in the knee, and you're also going to want to stand up as straight or sit up or kneel as straight as possible with those shoulders nice and square, and push that rifle over and look. Having variation here, not a good idea at all, especially since they're right at the very front. But a 90-degree angle in the knee is going to be much better. And then make sure you have leg angles as well taken care of. So do you want it straight across from the audience? Do you want it angled back? Whichever is fine, just make it uniform. Almost. Powerful ripple work. Nice. Nice. That was great. A unique aerial there. Really well done. Oh, that was good too. That was very close on timing with that with that toss. And Commander, I would suggest you get out of the way. I've done this several times with videos, but if I'm talking to you and I have the microphone even partially in my face, this I can't communicate well at all like this. So, Commander, you're the microphone, and you're in the way. Now, of course, people can see the other parts of the team, depending on where they're sitting, and I get that. That's not lost on me. However, the whole team needs to be presented as a clear picture for everyone. That's why stages are raised, and then the audience is also elevated depending on where you sit. And it'd be nice to have a stadium-like seating here. That'd be wonderful, but standing right in front of your team while they're performing, and you're marching at port and executing a stylized column movement. Excuse me for clearing my throat constantly. So, how is marching at port arms and executing a stylized column? This is nice. Timing is an issue, just a slight issue in places. Uniformity of technique working well here. But how is marching at port actually going to benefit your routine? So the salute's a signal. A salute there doesn't really make sense. Uh-oh. The camera is creeping away. Oh, good. We're coming back. But it's floating around. Again, so... You know, from this vantage point, we can see what's going on. But people who are straight on with this cordon sequence, they can't really see much of anything because they're staring at your backside there, Commander. How nice. So, how is this a strength for your routine? I'm just throwing out the question so you can answer it for yourself. I can tell you, but that's it's not necessary. It's just it's not effective. I can. Some people just don't know, do they? So, what you could... Well, I'll let this play. What you can do... Kind of Army drill team reminiscent there with the end spinning. And then including the rest of the team, that worked in really well. But the effectiveness here with just marching. Hold on, just a minute. I'm gonna pause this. So you're liable to hear some noise in the background, and I apologize for that. We have work being done here at the house, but we can go through. We can go through the routine and more marching at port. Commander, how was... Nice having a soloist in the middle. That really works well. That's great. Nicely done. But let's go back. Let's go back here. So you... Actually, yeah, let's go back to here. You're performing from the very beginning. Look at the rifle work you're doing here as you're marching in. Nice and strong. And mistake happened, but it's still nice and strong. You've designed good visuals in there. That knee thing is very interesting. Got some A-B drill going on. Really nice work. The report in is here. Here you still have some strong rifle work going. Really nicely done there. More great rifle work. No marching. And here we go with added in marching. Now, so 206, you're marching at port. And you go to, it's 10 seconds of marching at port. That's almost 20 seconds of marching at port. Now we have rifle work and marching. Still continuing, and then moving into the the cordon, but commander still up here blocking the view. Again, salute really doesn't make all that much sense. It is a signal, that's fine, but you saluted the team, or maybe the ship. The audience would have been good, even. And then here, so from 348, so another 10 seconds. So that's 30 seconds, more or less, of marching at port to set up to do something else. Instead of performing to, you're marching at port. That's not really performing. Everybody can march at port, and so what you have to do is design the whole routine. Now here we have another few seconds of
1, 2, 3, rebel line!
Commander should have been out of the way before. And, you know, ripple line, excuse me, ripple line aspects really worked well. So here, ripple line's still going. So it looked like you were trying to center yourself, Commander. Boy, I'm sorry. So instead of all of that, instead of almost turning and then marching a little more and realizing you weren't centered, instead of all that, why not stand over here, give forward march, and then march forward with the team? Perform, almost integrate with the team. You can't really because of the sword, but still you can integrate the movement with the team instead of the time it takes for you to get over there. It just seems very disjointed. You're moving, the team is just waiting for you to give a command, and then team finishes here, you're here, forward march, everybody starts to move, and they form up with you at the front. Nice slow down of the tempo. This works nicely. Why? Why left, right, left? Another few seconds of marching at port. It's not really performing, is it? So look at her stance. Right knee is forward, but right knee is back. Different stance at the back. So very different here. Even now, if the individual, I have a bigger image over here, but still it doesn't show. If she is mirrored by, if he's center, maybe behind him, I'm not exactly sure. And then maybe there's somebody on the other side that commander's kind of hiding right now with the same stance. Fine, it's a kind of a mirror, and then you have different stances moving back. That works. That's fine. But if she is supposed to have the same stance as he does, then you have a variation. So again, forgive me. And I would suggest here, instead of this is a weak stance right here. This is present, and you have your center of balance on the back foot, and you're just pushing kind of back or pushing forward that left foot. Instead of that, I would suggest that you step forward, put your center of balance over your front foot, have your back foot, whether you want heel down or heel up, whatever, that's your choice, but have both legs straight. And then you have this nice straight line that's from head to the one toe, and then the left forward, right back, and then you're at present or whatever position you choose. That would be a much stronger position than this. Nice. Could have done a lot with, and I would suggest keep those pivots like that. This cadet executed a pivot. This cadet executed a pivot to get into place. Keep those out. It looks too parochial. It looks too elementary, and I don't want to be insulting. It just the rest of your routine, besides the port arms portion here and there. The rest of your team has some really good moments in it of layered movement, different steps, techniques, and styles. The rifle also layered. The rifle work layered over the marching, and but then you get into something like this still, and forgive me for the noise in the background. You have those marching at port arms portions, and including here, and it's and plus the little pivots. Just move into the formation and perform into the formation. See, just like you did right there. Nice A-B split there. That worked well. For the recovery for the being out of alignment, wasn't there, didn't exist. So, where's your recovery? Where are you dressing to? I would say it's to the right, since you're going to eventually look to the right. It needs to be, and with this. Well, I won't say squad leader, because you turned around and mixed around, and that's fine. This is exhibition drill. You don't have to have specific squad leaders always in the same place. But here, him being so out of line with the other two, there's slight differences in the other ranks, but still, this is quite big. And the same back there, well forward of the rest of the line. So I'm realizing that I need to put more educational material out for composition, on how you create the composition, and how you should keep those same levels, and I'll start doing that really soon. But I went over 26 minutes for a few minutes of a performance, and and so I just had a lot to talk about here. I like the execution on a lot of the performance. It worked well, and you have some unique moments in there, which is just great. But the performance just doesn't, the sequence doesn't fit well together. It's like you've taken other puzzle pieces or pieces from other puzzles and tried to put them in, and they don't fit. So it's something to consider. Just because I say it doesn't mean that it must be that way. But this is from a visual standpoint, visual adjudication standpoint, really high marks for execution for the rifle, relatively high for the for marching and other movement. But composition analysis really brings that scoring down. And honestly, scores should reflect statements, which my adjudication system does. But anyway, I can just keep rambling on. I hope my comments are helpful. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you.